Why do so many high-achieving women, fictional and real, find themselves drawn to men who seem allergic to effort? Let's start with Bernadette from The Big Bang Theory. She's a microbiologist who earns six figures and manages to build a successful pharmaceutical career. She's confident, assertive, and doesn't take nonsense from anyone. And yet her husband, Howard Halowitz, is, let's just say, not her equal. Howard is funny and charming in his own weird way, but when we first meet him, he's essentially a man-child. He still lives with his mother, spends his days making questionable jokes, and he has the emotional maturity of a teenager. Bernadette, by contrast, is grounded. She works hard, she has her own money, and she doesn't rely on anyone. So why does a woman like Bernadette choose a man like Howard? To understand that, we have to look past the surface, past the jokes and the sitcom setups, and into what that relationship represents. Because Howard may not be ambitious, but he's emotionally available in ways that other high-value men aren't. Bernadette doesn't have to compete with him. She doesn't have to perform her femininity or dim her achievements to make him feel bigger. He's goofy, harmless, and adores her without ego. She knows she's better than him. For a lot of successful women, that's the appeal. After years of competing in environments dominated by men, constantly proving that they deserve their place, they find peace in a man who doesn't make everything a competition. A man who doesn't need to be the alpha. A man who just lets them breathe. And this pattern goes deeper than just fiction. Society conditions women to believe that success is something to be softened. You can be powerful, but not too powerful, ambitious, but not intimidating. In relationships, especially heterosexual ones, women are often told that being too successful scares men away. So when they meet someone who seems unbothered by their success, even if that person isn't equally ambitious, it feels like a relief. Princess Caroline from BoJack Horseman is another perfect example. The barman trope is really a reflection of gender roles breaking down unevenly. Women have evolved faster socially. They've learned to be self-sufficient, adaptable, and ambitious, while men haven't been forced to develop that same emotional or practical skills. So when these two types meet, there's attraction, but there's also asymmetry. She's building the future while he's trying to survive the present. And yet, it's important to say this isn't about blaming women for choosing wrong. It's about understanding what makes those choices feel right at first. A successful woman doesn't fall for a bum man because she's foolish. She falls for him because he offers her what the world doesn't: softness, admiration, and just a simple life. For once, she doesn't have to compete. She can just be. And the media romanticizes this imbalance. It sells the fantasy that the woman who has everything is incomplete without a man who has nothing but love. The idea that no matter how successful a woman is, her fulfillment still depends on nurturing someone else. She represents a generation of women who did everything right. They climbed the ladder, they smashed every ceiling, only to discover that emotional reciprocity isn't something that you can earn through effort. It has to be given freely, and most of the men around her were never taught how. In the end, what these stories really reveal is that success doesn't insulate women from loneliness. It just changes its form. The loneliness of the ambitious woman isn't about isolation. It's about being surrounded by people who rely on her strength but rarely match it. So maybe the question should be, why are so few men capable of matching successful women without feeling diminished by them? Because if we lived in a world where emotional maturity and ambition were equally cultivated in men, maybe Bernadette wouldn't have to mother her husband. Maybe women wouldn't have to choose between companionship and equality. But until then, the cycle continues. Thank you for watching this video. Please tell me what you think about it down below. Tell me your thoughts, tell me your opinion. I would love to hear them. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!